a treat today. I'm here with Jack Selman, a noted architect and the architect for two of my fabulous listings. Can you tell me a little bit about the first home that you built for, eventually, for Chuck Norris?
Yeah, it was quite a while ago. I've built several homes for myself. I've actually built 4 homes, and that one is the first one I built for myself. And it was I was up in I wanted a site secluded in the foothills, and I looked over that site and offered to and went to the guy who wasn't for sale and asked him if he'd sell it. He sold me a piece. I liked the fact that it was low down a hill and it had a natural drainage course, and I wanted to build a lake as part of the house, so that was a natural setting I could do that. So I went to a trip to San Francisco, looked at Canaday Square and the buildings up there that are brick, and I was kind of intrigued with that idea. So I did the brick house, and I tried to do the brick house. I personally went up to Seattle, Washington, and picked out went to a mill and picked out cedar logs, had them milled, resawn logs, so the house was brick and cedar logs, wood, which was reminiscent of what was going on at that time in San Francisco or that era. So then I decided I wanted to kind of juxtaposition some very contemporary forms, such as the glass atrium in the window, and then the highlight was putting the old Victorian door, which I bought in Atlanta at an antique shop, shipped it out, and built that into that doorway, the floating doorway, kind of the prominent thing in the house. If you look closely at the house, you'll even see every 5th brick is turned on edge. That's how they were built in those days. I tumbled all those bricks by hand. I didn't personally, but I had some laborers tumble every brick by hand and then put them up and sandblasted, but try and recreate, since it's odd that we're here, this look. This was all sandblasted. This is an original brick, but I tried to make it look like that. The focus of the house was to look down on what would be a lake, which I built at the end of the construction of the house.
I have paddled on that lake.
Oh, really?
In the little paddle boat.
Yeah, I had a
Have you
little
seen
dock.
that?
I had a dock. I built the water. It's a self-sustaining lake. In fact, when I had catfish and bluegill, and I didn't put any bullfrogs in it, but they showed up.
Well, now it's all koi, you know
yeah.
that, right?
Yeah, I did know that. I actually added some koi. And then the original upper pond was a swimming pond, which I know has kind of been refreshed today. When I sold the...
I believe it's saltwater now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when I sold the house to Chuck Norris about, I think 8 years after I built it, or 7 years, he hired me to design the little gym, what was the gym for him up above the pond in that little flat area.
We call it the dojo studio.
The dojo studio. Well, anyway,
That's what we call it.
I wasn't there when I was there, so I designed that, built that for him at the time that he was there.
According to the people who visited Chuck Norris's house, what they told me was that your daughters were cheerleaders and that used to have all the cheerleading parties for the high school there.
Well, they had a couple of them without my knowledge.
Of course they did. Well, it's been so nice.
Well, thank
meeting
you. I
Jack.
appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
Really a pleasure.
All right, you're quite welcome.
Thank you.